Hey, welcome back to Speedplayz Chess, where we use technology to improve our play. So today we're going to be working with the Chessable Move Trainer, and one of the things that I've started to notice is that I'm getting less and less reviews every single day, which is good because it means that I'm getting more positions correct and my move training is working theoretically. So I also notice here that my Jababa London that I've been adding a few variations to seems to be a little bit more robust than this check defense that I've been studying. So today I'm going to take a look at just to make sure that my opening with the black pieces has all the relevant lines on there. So first thing we're going to do, so we're going to go to the opening explorer here in the move trainer, and I'm going to find my my check here, defense that I've been working on. I'm going to look at this from the perspective of the black pieces, since that's what I'll be playing when I use this opening. And then I'm going to come over here to Lichess. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to look at the opening explorer. We are going to flip the board here. And now we're going to start making the most common moves. But because my low rating and beginner play, I'm going to be facing people at my level in rating. So what we're going to do is take a look at this from that perspective. So I've changed the average rating to 1600. I'm well below 1600. And I'm also just going to be looking at rapid and blitz games. I mean, classical games. I guess I'm playing classical games. Let's just add that in there for some extra, I guess, insurance as we play those longer games. And we're going to look at the most popular play here. So E4. Now I'll be playing the check defense, which looks like this. And now I can see the most common play against that. And then I'll be playing this. And next is the most common by far. 273,000 people have played this move. And the next thing, because of what I'm trying to learn, this is going to be my next opening. And then the most common next move here for the white pieces is that. And what you see of the arrows are what the engine is playing. We're not playing the engine moves yet. We are actually going to bring this out. And it seems like quite consistently, this bishop d2 is the play. So I think I've got far enough along. What we're going to do now is we're going to check and see if I have this position already in my move trainer. So we're going to make the moves here, and we're going to see what happens with our position. So far we're still making moves in the position. And we get to, okay. So we've reached a position that is the most common moves inside Lichess for players at my level and a little higher. And we have not been learning how to deal with this position in the move trainer. So I'm going to, now that I've kind of identified an opportunity to add to my opening repertoire with the black pieces, let's put this into the move trainer. But I think we need to dig a little bit deeper. So typically what I've been taught so far is I want to bring this this queen out of the pin. And first thing I'm noticing here is that the engine is not really recommending that. And if I look at what the most common move is by players, putting that queen right where I've been trained in the past, when this pin happens, get the queen out of the pin immediately. The engine's suggesting that not so fast. So let's take a look here and see why that might be. The engine is by far recommending that we put the, that we play e5. So the next best move is the knight coming out. So let's just examine what might happen in this. So e5, the engine is obviously going to release that bishop onto the queen. The queen comes all the way back, and we would take with the queen. And so that line seems to score okay. It's, white still has a little bit of an advantage. So let's just play this out. Let's see if I can make this work. So has this ever happened before? And the most likely move here is that we've got takes, and then but Stockfish is saying that hey, you're not as good now. 0.8 instead of 0.9. We take, and we start to see how other players are responding against this. And it appears like the most likely thing that's going to happen. And then we come back with the queen. I just know this probably happens a lot. And then the queen will take. And while we haven't equalize the position yet, let's let this finish running, because it's saying that the pawn takes looks like a much worse move. While we haven't completely equalized yet, we can start to see the eval kind of stay steady, that maybe white's a little bit better, but I think isn't white better most of the time at the start of the game anyway. So let's let this finish running. I've got it set pretty high. I've got 2 lines, and I've maxed this out before, and it makes my computer start screaming. The fan feels like it's going to come flying out of the computer. So I think we can say for sure that we're going to take with the queen, and we can start to see what is going to, how is white responding. And it appears that most of the time we're going to get this, and then it looks like we're going to, and I don't want to go too deep. I think this is probably as deep as, I know if the queen swap happens, we're almost definitely gonna take with the bishop and then try to castle. But the eval is kind of equalizing just a little bit here. And we're going to, the bishop would take, which just seems natural. And that's what most players are doing. So I think I've got to a spot where, hey, this is deep. Let's come back a little bit and look, and let's get back to where we can have our choose your own adventure here, get back to a steady spot where there were some choices, okay? So that's not a move. This is kind of where I think most people are going to put this knight out there. And it just seems natural. That's why you line the bishop up, so you could do this. And now what we're going to do is let the engine see. I think most people are going to take here. That's why they put the bishop, or that's why they slung the knight in there. And now, so it looks like it's just a, they either move the knight first or they take first, is what this looks like to me. And so these are the two, and most of the time, we're going to get to the same position. Yeah, so most of the time we're going to get to the same position. And they take. We're going to let the engine kind of do its thing here. And what this will allow me to do is drill these scenarios a little bit, and they're definitely not perfect. And I'm definitely learning how to play against certain types of aggression. And my expectation is over time, as I start to build more chess knowledge, it will be I will learn that maybe this wasn't the best way to play, but I'd at least like to have some plan. And at least drilling some type of plan. So we're getting to the point now where we're right back where we started. It's just a matter of move order. Did they take first with the pawn, or did they bring the knight in with the pawn? And again, we're right back to most people are going to take, and the correct move is take with the bishop. So I feel pretty solid that I've got roughly the two main scenarios that I'm going to run into. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this PGN. I'm going to come over here, and we are going to, first thing we want to do is add, let's see here. We are going to come to our check. We're going to, what I like to do is add this chapter in first. And this is that, how are we going to play against five bishop d2? So we're going to add this chapter, and now we are going to add a variation. And so we're going to select my check defense. We are going to take a look at the bishop d2 idea. And we're going to make sure we import all sub-variations into their own, and we're going to import. So yeah, let's check it out. So now at this point, I have not learned these two lines yet. So now I can start learning these lines, and let's see what happens here. What's nice is it goes kind of slow. It asks you, do you know? Here's the move that you're supposed to make. Do you know it? And then it will drill it. And I'm sure someone who knows a lot more about chess than I do will probably have some great suggestions on some opening play here. Again, I'm trying to learn just one or two openings so that I can reliably get into a middle game and be able to start studying tactics in specific situations. So this comes back here. They probably take, and then I will take with the queen, and then the bishop comes down, right? So I guess that's okay because hey, they moved their bishop twice and haven't really got anything out of it. So now that I've learned the variation, it's going to ask me if I can remember the variation. So now this is my quiz. And so what happens here? We've got to bring the queen back, and then we take with the queen. And then we come over here, and now we're in that, now it said, okay, you got it right, can you do it again? And so we just drill this opening. take here, right? Now we have to come down. All right, so I got it correct, and now we have the other line, which is basically really the same line, just a different move order. And so even though they have a similar, it's basically the same line, just different move order. What I'd like to do is learn those move orders, because hey, move order is important in chess. A lot of times, getting the move order right is the difference between winning and losing. So let's. Was it here? I think we have to take, right? Okay. And okay, it's going to test me again. We got to come down here. And what happens is once I get enough games under my belt, so to speak, I start looking at what's really going on, and maybe I need to adjust this. So there's a way to look at common openings that are happening against the way that you're trying to play, and that's the way that I look at how are players at my level responding to those openings. And that's how I build and add to my opening repertoire. So hopefully you enjoyed, and look forward to sharing more in another video.